testing YouTube live stream, testing 1, 2. Good morning, Board Member Little. I can see and hear you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Miss Gardner. Your microphone is on.
Send a what?
Morning, Board Member Ferris. We can see and
It's
hear
gotta
you.
be on your tablet.
Board Member Ferris, can you hear me? Good morning, Board Member Ferris. Can you hear me? Board Member Ferris, just doing a sound check, making sure you can hear me okay. You're mute.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, you're all set. We got your
All right.
camera and your audio. Thank you.
I've got it.
Good morning, Board Member Sisk.
Good morning, everybody.
All right, it looks like we have everyone when you're ready to go.
All right, I am all set if we are all on here.
All right, we're on the record.
All right, good morning, everybody. Today is January 4th. This is the Tax Assessment Appeals hearing number 2. Let's see if Brendan would take roll call, please.
Board Member Ferris.
Present?
Board Member Little.
Present.
Board Member Sisk.
Present.
Thank you.
All right, now if we would rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United
States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We will administer the oath as we need it, but I don't know if we'll need it today.
That's correct. It seems unlikely at this point.
All right, now it's time for Brendan to take us through the agenda review.
Yes. Item 5, agenda review for January 24th, 2022. The clerk of the board recommends approval of the agenda review by the appeals board. The agenda review consists of the following agenda items. Item number 13, application number 20-10769, applicant DP Lori Lane TO Investors, removed from the agenda due to submission of a withdrawal. Item number 20, application number 20-10984, applicant Mark Richards, continue to March 7th, 2022, pending receipt of an original stipulation. Item numbers 21 through 22, application number 20-11062 and 20-11063, applicant Barry and Sue Ellen Bacalor, continue to March 28th, 2022 at request of applicant. Item number 25 through 28, application numbers 20-11094 through 20-11097, Cementech Corp., removed from the agenda due to the submission of a withdrawal. Item number 29, application number 20-11098, applicant Duesenberg Investments Co., continue to March 7th, 2022, pending receipt of an original stipulation. Item numbers 54 through 82, application numbers 20-11669 through 20-11697, applicant North Duesenberg Associates LLC, FKS Duesenberg Med Den Building, continue to March 7th, 2022, pending receipt of an original stipulation. Item number 89, application number 21-10323, applicant David Hagelo, continue to March 7th, 2022, pending receipt of an original stipulation. Items 91 through 92, application numbers 21-10548 and 21-10549, applicant the Stack Family Trust, continue to March 7th, 2022, pending receipt of an original stipulation. Give me just a second, board. And item number 97, application number 21-10941, applicant Weber Family Trust, Douglas G. Weber, removed from the agenda due to submission of a withdrawal. That completes the agenda review. Recommended action is to approve as read.
One quick comment. You had item number 13 on here.
Yeah, that just came in a minute before the meeting, so it wasn't on your copy.
Just making sure I heard correctly. Okay.
Yes, so we are removing 13 as well. That came in just before the meeting started.
Okay. I so move.
Second.
For the vote, Board Member Ferris.
Yes.
Board Member Little.
Aye.
Board Member Sisk.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Are there any public comments out there?
Members of the public on Zoom who wish to address the board this morning on an item not on the board's agenda for today, again, an item not on the board's agenda, please press the raise hand button on Zoom now, or if participating by telephone and wishing to address the board on an item not on the agenda, please press star, then 9. All right, we do have one person requesting to address the board on items not on the agenda. Let me go ahead, or sorry, we have a few. Again, only raise your hand if your item is not on the agenda. I do see several hands raised for people that are on the agenda. Again, not on the agenda. Please do not raise your hand if you have an item on the agenda today. Sorry, I got a lot of people raising their hands. We'll check in with these people that have their hands raised. First, we have Danny Folks. I'll go ahead and allow you to unmute. Go ahead and unmute yourself, Mr. Folks.
Yeah,
yes.
I'm here.
Hey, yes. What would you like? Please make your comments to the board at this time.
Yeah, I was scheduled for 9:30 for appeal, assessment appeal hearing,
Okay,
and
and
I
you.
didn't see mine on there.
All right, let me go ahead and pull this up. And your appeal wasn't resolved prior to today's hearing?
You know, no, it wasn't. I've been sick for the past month, and I don't think I got a document into them.
You are with GFO Prep and Fabrication, correct?
Correct. I talked to somebody Friday, and they told me to try to
yes,
get an extension.
All right, you are on the agenda. Give me just a moment to figure it out. Your item number 86 on today's agenda, so we will address your comments when item number 86 is called.
Thank you very much.
Sorry, 88. No problem. Just a moment. All right, I have a John Tamala. Please unmute yourself.
Hello.
Good morning. And what are your comments for the board today?
I was just calling to get an extension. I had
Okay. So you do have an item on today's agenda.
I didn't see myself on there. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm 95.
All right, we'll address you when we get to item number 95. Please stand by. Again, if you have an item on today's agenda, please lower your hand. This is only for items not on today's agenda. All right, board members, the rest of the hands raised do all appear associated with agenda item numbers, so we're going to go address them at a later time. That completes public comment.
Thank you. Are there any comments from the board?
None.
Okay. Thank you. All right, now we roll into our regular agenda. Application 19-11572 through 19-11576, Cool Pack LLC.
Yes, we have Glenn Williams with Silver Oak Advisors representing the applicant on the phone today. Mr. Williams, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Good morning.
Good morning. Are you prepared to move forward today, sir?
I am.
Mr. Williams, if I could clarify, I believe you indicated previously you were going to be requesting a continuance of the hearing.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yeah, that is the purpose of my presentation this morning, is to request a continuance. I didn't know if I needed to discuss this in more detail or not, but yes, I believe that a continuance, we're pretty close, we believe, to working something out with the county, but we just need a little more time to do so, working with the assessor's office, and I believe we can get everything resolved probably in the next month max. So again, a little more time would help us probably.
Thank you. Mr. Williams, I see you're on the phone today. So on our screen, and this will apply to others on the phone or requesting extension today, your options for rescheduling are March 7th, 2022 or March 28th, 2022. Those are both Mondays, hearings at 9:30 a.m. Mr. Williams, did you have a preference between March 7th or March 28th?
Either one's fine with me. If we want to do March 7th, that's fine.
All right, thank you. And members of the board, a waiver of the 2-year period has just been submitted to the board on this case, so we are not against the 2-year deadline, and I will turn it over to the assessor's representatives.
Okay, thank you. Any comments from the assessor's office?
Yes, this case, we had discussed a stipulation with the applicant. They were looking for more information to provide us. So if we were to push it out, we would request a proviso for the data to be provided. If we go out to March 7th, that's fine if we could request the data at least 30 days prior to that hearing.
Okay, is March 7th okay with the applicant, Mr. Williams?
You know, given that, if it would be okay, maybe the March 28th date, because obviously March 7th is just 30 days from that. It's just a few weeks from now. So you have to be on the safe side. Maybe the March 28th would be better. That'll give us ample time.
That sounds great.
Okay, and any data? We have the data proviso?
Yes, please.
Okay, looking for a motion to postpone to March 28th with the proviso that any data requested by the assessor's office be provided within 30 days.
I believe Ms. Brooke Hill said 30 days prior to the hearing. Is that correct, Ms. Hill?
If we're going out, I think the date's very similar either way.
Okay,
in this case.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. So moved.
Second,
Thank you.
Can I clarify the motion, Board Member Little? Is it the next 30 days that you want the data provided, or 30 days prior to the hearing?
I'd like to leave it 30 days prior to the hearing.
All right, thank you. Just wanted to make sure I got that motion right. All right, for the vote, Board Member Ferris,
yes,
Board Member Little,
Aye.
Board Member Sisk.
Yes.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Williams, you're all set. Have a good day.
Hey, you too. Thanks so much.
All right, thank you. Next application 20-10773, Ventura Retail V LLC.
We have Tanner Brawl of DePascali, Kelly and Company on the line for this item. Mr. Brawl, are you there?
I am.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Are you prepared to move forward today?
We're not. I was actually out on paternity leave. I just got back today, and the assessor's office has requested a couple other items that they would like us to send over. And I've been discussing with the assessor's office. I think we will be able to resolve these appeals, but they requested a couple other items. So the request would be to have one last postponement to get those items to the assessor's office, so we can potentially come to a resolution prior to the next hearing.
Okay, thank you. Any comments from the assessor's office?
That sounds like a good summary to the assessor. If we could request a data proviso, if we move out to the March 28th date, a minimum of 30 days prior to that hearing would be great.
Okay, thank you. Looking for a motion to postpone to March 28th with the proviso that any data requested by the assessor's office be provided within 30 days.
Chair says, sorry to interrupt. We did not get a preference on the date from Mr. Brawl. I don't know if the 28th will work for him.
March 28th, that would work well for us. And the assessor's office has provided a list of items that they've requested. So we know what we need to provide as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So moved.
second,
Thank you.
For the vote, Board Member Ferris,
yes,
Board Member Little,
Aye.
Board Member Sisk.
Yes.
Thank you. And while we have Mr. Brawl on the line, he's also representing items 16 through 19.
Okay. Application 20-10796 through 20-10799, Ventura Riviera Riche et al.
So this is it's pretty similar to the other one. It's the same appraiser that we've been discussing with, and they've requested the same items for these appeals as the last one. So it would be a request to postpone to allow further time, and the March 28th date would work well for these as well.
Okay. Thank you. Any comments from the assessor's office?
March 28th works for the assessor as well, if we could also do a data proviso.
Okay. Looking for a motion to postpone to March 28th with the proviso that any data requested by the assessor's office be provided within 30 days.
I don't believe I heard a mover.
So moved.
Thank you.
Second,
Thank you. For the vote, Board Member Ferris,
yes.
Board Member Little,
Aye.
Board Member Sisk.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Brawl. You're all set.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you, sir. All right. Back up to item 15, application 120-10780, Silver Creek Properties LLC.
We have Mr. Wiedenhoff with Protex LLC on the line for this item. Mr. Wiedenhoff. And you're currently muted. There you go.
There we go. There we go.
Oh, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Are you prepared to move forward today?
I am.
Okay. And about how long will your presentation take?
Approximately 20 to 30 minutes, I suppose.
Okay. And then to the assessor's office, are you prepared to move forward today?
No, the assessor is not prepared to move forward. We received some data late Friday for this case, and so we will need time to analyze that and determine if any additional data is needed. We should be able to reach out to them within the next week if we do need anything else. So we would request a proviso in the event we do find something in the next week that we'll need after we review the data. Otherwise, March 28th would be our preferred date.
Okay. Mr. Weidenhoff, any comments?
No.
Okay.
And Mr. Wiedenhoff, is the 28th all right with you?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Looking for a motion to postpone to March 28th with the proviso that any data requested by the assessor's office be provided within 30 days.
So moved.
Second,
Thank you. For the vote, Board Member Ferris,
yes.
Board Member Little,
Aye.
Board Member Sisk.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, next application 20-11066 through 20-11067, Lineage Logistics LLC.
We have Jessica Coe with Ernst & Young on the line for this item. Ms. Coe?
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Are you prepared to move forward today?
No, we would like to request a continuance for these appeals.
Okay, do you have a date in preference? The 7th or the 28th?
Just to be safe, maybe March 28th. We're trying to request some data from the applicant, and we're working with the assessor's office as well.
Okay, thank you. Any comments from the assessor's office?
28th is fine with the assessor. They are working with the assigned appraiser to get the data that's necessary. So if we could request a proviso be added that the data be provided 30 days prior to the hearing.
Okay. Looking for a motion to postpone to March 28th with the proviso that any data requested by the assessor's office be provided within 30 days.
So moved.
Second,
For the vote, Board Member Ferris,
yes.
Board Member Little,
Aye.
Board Member Sisk.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Coe. You're all set.
All right, next application 20-11182, Dr. Level SPE LLC.
We have Joe Finadaka with Paramount Property Tax Appeal on the line for this item.
Good
Yes,
morning.
we'd like to request a continuance since I sent the assessor's office the lease on Friday.
Okay. Any preferred date?
Give us a couple weeks to negotiate.
So your options would be March 7th or March 28th. Did you have a preference, or did you want to hear from the assessor's office before you provide your preference on the date?
Let the assessor pick.
Okay.
Thank you. Any comments from the assessor's office?
I do believe there was some late provided data. I'm not sure that the assigned appraiser has had a chance to review it and see if there's anything else needed. So I think the preferred date in this case, given those circumstances, would be the March 28th date, with a data proviso that any additional data requested within the next week be provided 30 days prior to the hearing.
Okay. Looking for a motion to postpone to March 28th with the proviso that any data requested by the assessor's office be provided within 30 days.
So moved.
second,
Thank you.
For the vote, Board Member Ferris,
yes,
Board Member Little,
Aye.
Board Member Sisk.
Yes.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Findaka, you're all set.
Thank you.
Okay, next application, 20-11198 through 20-11203, Moore Park Center LLC.
We have Ricky Gangloff with PTA Real Estate Tax Division on the line for this item. Mr. Gangloff?
Yes, we'd like to request a continuance, please, for these appeals.
Okay, do you have a date in mind, March 28th or March 7th?
Either of those should be fine. There was some new leases that just got sold for this property. So I believe this is one of my other consultants in our group's project, but he told me I believe he has all the information, so he can now give that to the assessor, and then so March 7th should be fine.
Okay, any comments from the assessor's office?
The assessor would just request the data be provided a minimum of 30 days prior to the hearing.
Okay, looking for a motion to postpone to March 7th with the proviso that any data requested by the assessor's office be provided within 30 days of the hearing.
So moved.
second,
For the vote, Board Member Ferris,
yes,
Board Member Little,
Aye.
Board Member Sisk.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you, sir. Okay, next application, 20-11253, Wheelhouse Holdings LLC.
I do not currently have anyone on Zoom for this item. If you're on Zoom for this item, please press the raise hand button, or participating by telephone, please press star then 9. There we go. It's the caller. Just a moment. Let me get the phone in person through. All right, please press star then 6 on your telephone keypad to unmute. Star then 6. Thank you. And is this Mr. Neal?
That's correct.
Thank you. All right, turn it back to you, Chair Sisk.
All right, good morning, sir. Are you prepared to move forward today?
We are not.
Okay.
Calling to request one final continuance.
Okay. Do you have a date in mind? Either March 7th or March 28th?
The March 28th would be preferable.
Okay, any comments from the assessor's office?
March 28th is fine. The assessor did submit a presentation for this using the best available data in the assessor's possession. However, there is still some outstanding data that we've been requesting from Mr. Neal on this and the next case. If we could request a proviso that that data be provided a minimum of 30 days prior to the hearing.
Okay.
Board members, just
yes.
before you vote, just to note for the record, this will be the 4th continuance in this case, so should note that further continuances are discouraged after today's.
Okay, thank you. Okay, looking for a motion to postpone to March 28th with the proviso that any data requested by the assessor's office be provided within 30 days.
So moved.
second,
For the vote, Board Member Ferris,
yes,
Board Member Little,
Aye.
Board Member Sisk.
Yes.
Thank you.
And I believe the next item is the same.
Same. Slightly different applicant, Brusco Tug and Barge, also represented by Mr. Neal.
All right, so yeah, quick application number 20-11291. So Mr. Neal, are you prepared to move forward today on this one?
No, this is
No.
Similar to the previous case. They're both
Okay.
related.
We'll move to the same date. And any comments from the assessor's office?
The same request as the last case, please.
Okay. Looking for a motion to postpone to March 28th with the proviso that any data requested by the assessor's office be provided within 30 days.
So moved.
second,
For the vote, Board Member Ferris,
yes,
Board Member Little,
Aye.
Board Member Sisk.
Yes.
Thank you. All right, thank you, Mr. Neal. You're all set.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Thank you. Okay, next application 20-11551 through 20-11560. Timothy Holder.
We have Fabiola Carls with the law offices of Esther Hopkins on the line for this item.
Good morning.
Morning. Good morning. Are you prepared to move forward today?
My understanding is that the assessor's office has requested additional time to review the evidence that has been provided.
Okay.
So we request a continuance.
Okay. Any comments from the assessor's office?
Yes, we do need additional time to work out the data for this case. So we would request a proviso that the requested data be provided a minimum of 30 days prior to the whatever hearing date it's rescheduled for. The 28th would be our preferred date.
28th, okay. Is the 28th okay with you?
Yes, Jan.
Okay.
And Ms. Carls, I just wanted to clarify, I believe you are withdrawing the issues related to the legal change in ownership challenge, but I've received nothing in writing from you regarding to that. While we have you on the record today, can you confirm that fact?
That's correct. We are withdrawing the request for exclusion of reassessment in regards to the change of ownership.
Thank you for clarifying. I appreciate it.
Okay, looking for a motion to postpone to March 28th with proviso that any data requested by the assessor's office be provided within 30 days.
So moved.
Second.
Well, thank you.
For the vote, Board Member Ferris?
Yes.
Board Member Little?
Aye.
Board Member Sisk?
Yes.
Thank you. All right, thank you, Ms. Carls. You're all set.
Thank you so much.
Okay, next item, application 20-11563, Well Tower Victory 2 Landlord LP.
Yes, Chair Sisk, and for this, we'll also jointly be discussing item number 50 for application number 20-11590 for Welltower Propco Group LLC. Slightly different applicant, but the same issue here. I have Michael Pinza of DeCassian Law LTD on the line.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Are you prepared to move forward today?
No, we are not. Board members, we submitted a request on Thursday that these two applications be held in, or I should say, continued indefinitely. Has the board had an opportunity to read the request before I?
They have not.
Okay. Okay. So.
And I will share it with the board right now, but you could go ahead and explain it.
Sure. So. These two applications relate to senior living communities in Ventura County, and the applications are brought for relief under Section 170, the Revenue and Taxation Code, as adopted by Ventura County. And essentially, the argument is that when COVID-19 hit, these senior living communities had to restrict access to their properties to protect their residents. Because of that restricted access, income dropped at the facilities and thereby value dropped at the facilities. Now, we know that the assessor does not agree with this theory and that we are not eligible for relief under Section 170. We've brought these claims in counties all throughout California. This legal issue that I just walked through is now before the Sacramento County Superior Court, and we filed an action in September. That's pending, and we have every expectation that we will eventually go to the 3rd District for the California Court of Appeal. So what we've requested is that this matter be held in abeyance until the legal issue of whether or not these facts constitute, quote, restricted access under Section 170 is decided. And the reason we request this is simply because we're dealing with a legal issue. We think that it would be inefficient to go forward with any valuation issue. So we think that the non-valuation issue, the legal issue, should be addressed first. And then on top of that, the bottom line is on a legal issue, obviously, if this board were to rule against us or against the county, would likely just result in an appeal and de novo review of the legal issue, such that it would be as if this board's ruling never happened. So that's why we've requested a extension, and I'm happy to receive any questions or discuss further.
Okay, thank you. Any comments from the assessor's office?
The assessor is not opposed to a continuance of this case. We don't agree that this would qualify as controlling litigation. However, but perhaps we could either the applicant could make a request for an in-person hearing, which we could then revisit at that time, or perhaps later this year, you know, maybe October, November, December, we could at least check in on this case and see where we're at. But again, the assessor doesn't agree that this is really controlling litigation that would need to put an indefinite hold on this case. So that's where we stand.
Okay.
Thank you, Chair Siskin. And the clerk of the board has reviewed this request as well. We agree with the assessor's position on the legal question. I've discussed this with Mr. Pinza previously. We do not believe this meets the definition of pending litigation, which requires under the Revenue and Taxation Code that litigation be filed that would affect the specific appeal. Although, as Mr. Pinza mentioned, once this gets to the appellate court level, eventually then it would qualify, in the clerk of the board's opinion. We're just not there yet. So the clerk of the board is flexible on agreement to rescheduling. A waiver of the 2-year period has been signed and executed by the applicant's representative. That is a condition that we asked before continuing any extended period of continuance. So if we wanted to go towards what the assessor's leaning to put a date in the further future on this so that we can check in, we could do I have at the end of the year, October 31st or December 5th. So we can go out as late as that and check in at that point. And if the litigation gets filed in court before that date and that filing is submitted to me, then I can put the litigation hold on it at that point. But if we say we set it for December 5th and the litigation hasn't been filed yet, then we can discuss next steps at that point. I don't know, Ms. Hill, is December 5th too far out for your preference?
No, I think the assessor is fine with either of those dates you mentioned.
So I'll go back to Mr. Pinza. Would you be okay with doing a continuance of December 5th of this year, knowing that once the litigation is filed, if you submit that to me, I can put the hold on it, and if not, we'll have a status update with the expectation that there'd be further probably continuance at that time?
Yes, that works. I do feel compelled just to say, before we're all here, with respect to the litigation hold and controlling litigation, I believe that under the Board of Equalization's rules, a litigation hold allows the board to disregard the 2-year deadline. So essentially, the 2-year deadline applies unless there's controlling litigation pending at the Court of Appeal. And that gives the board the right to extend the 2-year deadline. I believe that the board can continue a hearing on any grounds it sees fit. So I think the board has authority to continue the matter, even though the case is not pending yet at the California Court of Appeal. Now, with that said, we are fine appearing again in December of 2022 to give an update on the status of the litigation. I think that it is very possible that we could be in the California Court of Appeal at that time. And if so, we can take it from there. So we don't object to a continuance till December 5th.
Okay. So we're going to go ahead and postpone this, and then if litigation arises in the meantime, that will be forwarded to Brandon, and it will sort of reset things a little bit.
Correct. And so is that your board's preference? You know, right now we have a request from, I believe, Mr. Pinza to just indefinitely continue this. The assessor requesting we put a date on it, and I've suggested December 5th. The clerk of the board, we're really, I guess, neutral on this point. We don't believe it's controlling litigation at this point, and are okay with either putting a date on it or indefinitely, depending on your board's preference based on the opinions given today.
Okay. Any comments from the board?
I prefer to go with the December 5th date, but to the clerk, when would we need a 2-year waiver? I know
It's already been filed. I did request it as a condition of considering this. So once the litigation is filed, the 2 years is automatically told. The waiver in place now is kind of just our insurance policy in case it never gets to litigation or the litigation gets resolved before this gets back on calendar. We're covered because it's once the litigation is filed, the 2-year timeline gets put on pause just for that period. But since it's not on file yet, I don't want us to run that risk. We still have plenty of time to resolve this appeal. It was filed towards the end of the 2020 appeal period, so we have over a year, even without the 2-year period. But we have gotten that on file for assurance purposes.
Okay, very good. I would prefer to go with December 5th.
I will agree.
Okay. Yes.
Can I make one additional comment? I just want to make sure we're all on the same page that since we're not requesting a data proviso here, that there would be no expectation to prepare a case for the December 5th hearing. We were just checking in on status at that time.
Correct.
Okay, just wanted to make sure that was on the record.
Okay, looking for a motion to postpone to December 5th with no data proviso.
So moved.
Second.
All right, for the vote, Board Member Ferris.
Yes.
Board Member Little.
Aye.
Board Member Sisk.
Yes.
Thank you. Just to clarify, this vote is applying to both items 49 and 50.
Okay, 50. I was going to clarify that if we need to do a second motion for the next one or.
Right. Since I noted we would be hearing them together at the beginning, unless a board member objects, that motion will apply to both.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay,
right.
That's fine with me.
Thank you, Mr. Penza. You're all set.
Good board members.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
Okay, next, application 20-11565, 225 Hillcrest LP.
First, we have Jody Hahn on the line for this item. Mr. Hahn, I'll turn it over to you.
Morning. We have provided information. The assessor asked for some additional data, and I believe they're requesting a continuance. We have no issue continuing this to March 7th.
Okay, any comments from the assessor's office?
The assessor would just add to that a request that the data be provided at least 30 days prior to the hearing.
Okay. All right, and March 7th is okay?
Yes.
Okay. Looking for a motion to postpone to March 7th with the proviso that any data requested by the assessor's office be provided within 30 days.
Moved.
Second.
Thank you.
For the vote, Board Member Ferris.
Yes.
Board Member Little.
Aye.
Board Member Sisk.
Yes.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Hahn, thank you. You're all set.
Thank you very much.
Next application 20-11610, New Paris Farm LLC.
We have the applicant, George Young, on Zoom for this item. Mr. Young, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Good morning.
Thank you.
Good morning. Are you prepared to move forward today?
No, I would like to request a continuance, please.
Okay. Do you have a date in mind?
March 28th is fine.
Okay. Any comments from the assessor's office?
The assessor was prepared to move forward. We're fine with either date. And if I could get Mr. Phillips to chime in if there's any additional data needed. I don't think so, but just want to double check.
Hi, Joe Phillips with the assessor's office. No, there is no additional information request at this time.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Looking for a motion to postpone to March 28th with no data proviso.
So moved.
Second.
For the vote, Board Member Ferris.
Yes.
Board Member Little.
Aye.
Board Member Sisk.
Yes.
Thank you.
Is our next one with the same applicant?
Yes, Mr. Young is also the applicant on item number 53.
Okay, application 20-11611, AH4882 LLC.
Yes, yes. I'd like to request a continuance as well, please.
Okay, same date?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, and any comments from the assessor's office?
Nothing different from the last one. We were also prepared on this one unless Mr. Phillips corrects me, I don't believe we need any data on this one either.
Okay.
Yes, that's correct. Sorry.
Okay, good. Looking for a motion to postpone to March 28th with no data proviso.
So moved.
Second,
The
Thank
vote.
you.
Board Member Ferris.
yes.
Board Member Little.
Aye.
Board Member Sisk.
Yes.
Thank you. All right, thank you, Mr. Young. You're all set.
All right, thank you.
All right, next application 20-11700 Royal XC LLC.
We have Christy Lazo with Altus Group on the line for this item. Ms. Lazo?
Hello, yes. I would like to request a continuance. I sent some additional information to the assessor, and they requested more time to review it.
Okay, thank you. Do you have a date in mind? March 27th or 28th?
March 28th, please.
Okay. Okay, any comments from the assessor's office?
March 28th is fine. We do still need to review the information provided, so we would request a data proviso in the event upon our review we discover there's anything else we need.
Okay, thank you. Looking for a motion to postpone to March 28th with the proviso that any data requested by the assessor's office be provided within 30 days.
So moved.
Second,
For the vote, Board Member Ferris.
yes.
Board Member Little.
Aye.
Board Member Sisk.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Lazo. You're all set.
Thank you.
Okay, next application 21-10014 Jeffrey Wayne Fuller.
No one is on Zoom for this item. If you're on Zoom for this item, please press the raise hand button now. Based on my notes, I spoke to the applicant last week. He believes this may have been resolved with the assessor outside of the appeal in the informal process. He was going to get back to me. Seeing as he is not present today, recommended action is to deny due to lack of appearance.
I so move. Or
Can we check in with the assessor's
Sorry.
office? Maybe there's a stipulation out there.
It was a no confirmation of appearance. So normally the assessor wouldn't review this, but I'll turn it over to Ms. Hill to verify.
No, there's no outstanding. I don't believe we've had any contact with this applicant. They didn't respond to our 441D requests.
Oh, okay.
To clarify, Ms. Little, I believe he had requested an informal review with the assessor's valuation division and was dealing not with their appeals division, and was he sounded like he was happy with where it was going. He just needed to look into his paperwork. So it's not unexpected that he's not present today.
All right. Thank you for checking.
okay, looking for a motion to deny due to lack of appearance.
So moved.
Second,
For the
Thank
vote,
you.
Board Member Ferris,
yes.
Board Member Little,
Aye.
Board Member Sisk.
Yes.
Thank you.
Next application 21-10019 Rick R. Rusin.
There's no one on Zoom for this item. The required confirmation of appearance was not returned. I did leave messages for Mr. Rusin last week and received no response. Therefore, the recommended action is to deny due to lack of appearance.
Okay. Any comments from the assessor's office?
The assessor didn't receive any response from this applicant either, so we agree.
Okay. Looking for a motion to deny due to lack of appearance.
So moved.
Second,
For the vote, Board Member Ferris,
yes.
Board Member Little,
Aye.
Board Member Sisk.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Next application 21-10025 Roberto Rios.
Yes, we have Mr. Rios on Zoom.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Are you prepared to move forward today?
Sure.
About how long will your presentation take?
2 to 3 minutes, not very long.
Okay. And then to the assessor's office, are you prepared to move forward today?
No, the assessor is not prepared to move forward on this. We had been in discussions with the applicant and they had agreed to a stipulation which was emailed on the 3rd of this month. It wasn't until last Thursday that the applicant told us that they didn't, they no longer agreed to the stipulation. And so at that point, we didn't have time to prepare a case. So we'll just need a little bit more time to put a case together, and we can be prepared next time. We don't need any additional data.
Okay, is the March 7th date okay?
That's fine. That's our preference, actually.
Okay. Mr. Rios, is that March 7th okay?
That's fine.
Okay. Looking for a motion to postpone to March 7th with no data proviso.
So moved.
Second,
For the vote, Board Member Ferris,
yes.
Board Member Little,
Aye.
Board Member Sisk.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Rios. You're all set.
Thank you.
Okay. Next item, 21-10032, Claudio de Medeiros.
Let's see. The applicant was on Zoom. If you're on by telephone, please press star then 9. He may have hung up. There we go. All right. All right. Please press star then 6 now to unmute yourself. Star then 6. Please press star then 6. Thank you. Is this Mr. de Medeiros?
This is Mrs. de Medeiros.
Mrs. Des. All right. And can we get your first name, please?
Margaret.
Margaret. Thank you. All right. And I'll turn it back to you, Chair Sisk.
Thank you. Are you prepared to move forward today?
Yes.
You are. And about how long will your presentation take?
How long should it take?
Yes.
I don't know.
Okay.
Chair Sisk, let me call Ms.
Yeah.
de Medeiros. We didn't receive a case presentation from you, so you wouldn't be able to move forward. We also did not receive the required confirmation of appearance, which was due 30 days prior to a hearing. So you would be required to request a continuance of this hearing to a later date. And it's my understanding that you're working. Okay, thank you. And did you have a preference between March 7th or March 28th?
March the 7th, I guess, would be all right.
All right, we'll check in with the assessor now.
The
We're
assessors.
just trying to readjust.
Oh, go ahead.
No, what time is the March 7th?
Yeah, they're always Mondays at 9:30 a.m.
Okay.
No, the assessor is not prepared to move forward on this. We do still need some additional information. I'm not sure if Ms. Ramirez has communicated that to the applicant yet, based on the fact that there was no confirmation of appearance. But we will need some additional information. I think it might be more prudent to move it out to the 28th if the applicant is agreeable to that. Ms. Ramirez is out of the office today, and I anticipate she could be out the rest of the week. So I think if we could have just a little bit more time so we can hopefully work it out prior to the hearing, that would be appreciated.
Okay, and we're okay with March 7th?
Yeah, so March 28th then.
And in a data proviso, 30 days prior to the hearing would be perfect.
Okay, would March 28th be better than March 7th?
Yes, please.
Okay. Looking for a motion. Sorry, go ahead.
That's fine.
Okay, great. We're looking for a motion to postpone to March 28th with the proviso that any data requested by the assessor's office be provided within 30 days.
So moved.
Okay.
Second,
For the vote, Board Member Ferris,
yes.
Board Member Little,
Aye.
Board Member Sisk.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Ms. de Medeiros. You're all set unless you had a question.
No, I don't have any questions. So it's for March 28th now at 9:30.
March 28th, and then you'll provide the assessor with any data they're requesting at least 30 days before that.
Okay.
All right. Thank
Thank
you.
you very much.
Have a good day.
Okay, so application item 88. We already spoke with this gentleman, didn't we?
Yes. So we have Mr. Folks on the line for this
Okay.
item.
Yeah.
We have
I'm here.
application
Good morning.
21-10046, Danny Folks. Okay. Are you prepared to move forward today?
No, I need to request a continuance as well. I spoke to somebody on Friday. I believe I still need to provide some information to the assessors.
Okay. And any comments from the assessor's office?
Yes, we do still need information from the applicant if we could request a proviso that the data be provided 30 days prior to whichever hearing date it gets pushed out to.
And we have a preference on the date, the 28th or the 7th?
28th, please.
That works.
Okay. Looking for a motion to postpone to March 28th with the proviso that any data requested by the assessor's office be provided within 30 days.
Moved.
Second.
Thank you. All right, for the vote, Board Member Ferris?
Yes.
Board Member Little?
Aye.
Board Member Sisk?
Yes.
Thank you. All right, thank you, Mr. Folks. You're all set.
All right, thank you, guys.
Thank you. Okay, next application, 21-10372, Wu Song.
All right, I have Wu Song on Zoom. You should be able to unmute yourself.
Yes,
Thank you.
Good morning.
sorry.
No problem. Are you prepared to move forward today?
Yes, we do, but I didn't submit any information, so do I still can prepare?
Possibly. Let's talk to the assessor's office. Are you prepared to move forward today?
Okay, maybe can I post?
Delay your hearing to a later date?
Yes.
Yes, that would.
Sorry, yeah, I forgot to submit all the item.
Okay, thank you. Well, since we're speaking with Song, I did leave you some voice messages last week and didn't hear back. I just want to make sure those got through to you.
Yeah.
Okay, so just when we reschedule, make sure you follow up with the assessor's office. Did you have a preference between March 7th or March 28th?
March 7th, please.
All right, and then back to Ms. Hill.
Yeah, any comments from the assessor's office?
I believe the assessor still needs information on this case. If we could request a data proviso that it be provided at least 30 days prior to the hearing.
Okay.
Okay.
And actually, you know what? This is also assigned to Ms. Ramirez. Would it be possible, if the applicant's agreeable, that we could push it out to the 28th? I want to make sure we have time to communicate what we need prior to the 30-day deadline.
Okay, no problem.
Okay. Looking for a motion to, do we need data proviso in here?
Please.
Yes or no? Okay. Looking for a motion to postpone to March 28th with the proviso that any data requested by the assessor's office be provided within 30 days.
So moved.
Second.
For the vote, Board Member Ferris?
Yes.
Board Member Little?
Aye.
Board Member Sisk?
Yes.
Thank you. All right, thank you, Ms. Song. You're all set.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right, application 21-10558 and 21-10561.
We have Miss Christina Schaefer on the line for this item.
Yes, hi, I'm here.
Good morning. Are you prepared to move forward today?
No, I'm looking for a continuance. I have a few other matters I think that are set up for March. If I can have them all heard on the same day, that would be appropriate. And just for the record, I did submit documentation pertaining to these two particular properties, I believe Thursday. I want to confirm receipt of those documents.
Were they submitted to Ms. Ramirez?
They were submitted to the email that I provided. I think it was AABC clerk.
Ms. Hill, I was copied on this email and your staff followed up with me. They were received by your appeal response email
perfect.
address. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, we haven't had a chance to review that information yet if it was just sent last Thursday. So we would request a proviso in the event we come up with anything else upon review that we would need to work the case.
And Chair Sisk, the other cases Ms. Schaefer has scheduled are for March 28th. So is she requesting consolidation? It sounds like it'd be a request to continue March 28th with the proviso that any additional requested data be provided 30 days prior to the hearing.
Yep. Okay. Looking for a motion to postpone to March 28th with the proviso that any data requested by the assessor's office be provided within 30 days.
So moved.
Second.
For the vote, Board Member Ferris,
Yes.
Board Member Little,
Aye.
Board Member Sisk.
Yes.
Thank you. All right, thank you, Ms. Schaefer. You're all set.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next application 21-10843, Endgame Cards in Anaheim.
We have John Tamala on the line for this item.
Yes.
Good morning, sir. Are you prepared to move forward today?
No.
Okay. To the assessor's office, any comments?
No, the assessor is not prepared to move forward, and we would request a data proviso for whichever hearing date it gets pushed out to.
Is there a preferred date, the 7th or the 28th?
Either one is fine, if we can get the data 30 days prior.
Okay, Mr. Tamala, do you have a preferred date?
The 28th, please.
Okay, looking for a motion to postpone to March 28th with the proviso that any data requested by the assessor's office be provided within 30 days.
Moved.
Second.
For the vote, Board Member Ferris,
Yes.
Board Member Little,
Aye.
Board Member Sisk.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Tamala. You're all set.
Thank you.
Okay, next application 21-10935, Apple Inc.
No one is on Zoom for this item. I made calls to the applicant and did not receive a response, and they also did not submit the required confirmation of appearance form at least 30 days prior to the hearing. Recommended action is to deny due to lack of appearance.
Okay, recommend vacating due to lack of appearance.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you.
For the vote, Board Member Ferris,
Yes.
Board Member Little,
Aye.
Board Member Sisk.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, next application 21-11007, the Eco Store.
We have Erica Morris on the line for this item. Miss Morris, please unmute yourself. There you go.
Hello.
Good morning. Are you prepared to move forward today?
No, I'd like to request a continuance, please.
Okay, do you have a date in mind?
Yes, the 7th, please.
Okay, any comments from the assessor's office?
The assessor is also not prepared to move forward. We would just request the data be provided a minimum of 30 days prior to the hearing.
Okay, is March 7th okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, looking for a motion to postpone to March 7th with the proviso that any data requested by the assessor's office be provided within 30 days.
So moved.
Second.
For the vote, Board Member Ferris,
Yes.
Board Member Little,
Aye.
Board Member Sisk.
Yes.
Thank you. That completes your regular agenda items. Thank you, Ms. Morris. You're all set. I do have a Claudio with their hand raised. Let's go ahead and check in with them. Please press the unmute button. Thank you.
Hello.
And are you, what's your last name?
Gerald.
Okay, we spoke with your wife, Margaret, and your case has been rescheduled. Was there something you'd like to add?
No, thank you, because I was freaking out. I lost connection and I didn't know if I couldn't get a hold of her, so I just phoned back.
I see. Yeah, your case has been rescheduled to March 28th, and you need to provide some information to the assessor at least 30 days prior to that.
Well, what we've done is I sent off to the assessor, actual person who's in charge, that the repair bills and the state of the house, because the house is in disrepair, you cannot live in it. Okay. So she said she has to look through everything, and I a little bit late, so that's what we're doing.
Correct.
So
yes. Yes, the board's already rescheduled your case, so you're all set for today.
Bye.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
All right, that completes all items on your agenda. There's no one else on Zoom except for the stipulation items 100 through 112. These were emailed to your board last Friday for review. Recommended action is to approve.
I received them.
I did too. Any questions or comments?
None.
No? Okay, looking for motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you.
For the vote, Board Member Ferris,
Yes.
Board Member Little,
Aye.
Board Member Sisk.
Yes.
All right, and that passes. There are no other items on the agenda for today. Ms. Gardner, did you need to have a closed session discussion with the board on anything today before we adjourn?
No, I don't think so.
All
Thank
right.
you.
All right, board members, there's no further action items.
Wow. Excellent.
The first.
Done early.
Yeah.
I will take this time to give the board and the public a brief update. We still do not have an anticipated return date for in-person hearings. Towards the end of last year, we were hoping January, February, we returned to in-person. Then the Omicron variant spike has resulted in the county keeping all of our meetings virtual for the time being. Right now, at least up until the March hearings have been noticed as virtual hearings. For your board's information, we have to notice the hearings 45 days in advance. So I've noticed the March 7th hearing as a virtual hearing, and we expect March 28th will probably be a virtual hearing as well. Looking at maybe June, but also it's probably looking like we won't return to in-person until after the summer break is where we're headed at this time.
But you are doing an excellent job, Brendan.
Yes, my goodness.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, if there's nothing else, Chair Sisk, you could adjourn the meeting.
All right, it is 10:33. Meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.